Hey, what is up you guys? This is Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion, and welcome back to another Fan Reaction Friday video. In today's video, we are watching Season 4, Episode 5 of The Crown. The episode is entitled Fagan? I don't know. But I thought I would wear this shirt today because Gillian Anderson, who is playing Margaret Thatcher this season, she was also in a show called The X-Files. I did not watch The X-Files, but I do remember when I was very, very young, my dad used to love The X-Files, and I remember he would watch The X-Files all the time, and I remember being just so scared of the show, and like the theme song kind of like creeped me out. I don't know, it was weird. Yes, Gillian Anderson was in that show, and I bring up The X-Files because I'm actually wearing my dad's X-Files shirt, so I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you could see. I don't know. Hopefully you can see it, but it says X-Files back here. So in honor of Gillian Anderson being on The Crown, I thought I would also sport her previous work. But let's get into this episode.
A royal ruckus has started over the man who had an audience with Queen Elizabeth, uninvited and unannounced, in the Queen's bedroom in the middle of the night.
Maybe it's appropriate that I'm wearing an X-Files shirt right now.
The intruder was able to get through an elaborate system of electronic alarms, as well as past palace guards and police.
Oh my gosh, how?
30-year-old Michael Fagan, a police investigator.
Michael Fagan, okay.
Climbed over a fence into the 51-acre palace grounds during the night. He then reportedly climbed a drain pipe and entered the royal quarters through a window.
Wow. That's insane.
For 10 minutes, he sat talking 6 feet away from the Queen.
I can't believe anyone got that close to her. Intruded her personal space.
The Queen has carried on performing her duties seemingly unperturbed.
Oh my gosh, wow, what a sport.
Threat that the intruder posed. The incident...
I love her glasses.
2 questions. How on earth did he get in? And what did they talk about?
Are they gonna do it 24 hours earlier?
As a coherent political
Okay.
If you can increase your own prosperity for the good of others, well, then
Fuck
jolly
off.
good luck to you.
Fuck off.
Because it-
Fuck off.
Boys Don't Cry by The Cure. That's what's so fun about being in the 80s is we get this awesome 80s music. Okay, so unemployment is rising. I like that background. What am I supposed to live on? Fresh air.
28 days. Colour of my life.
Okay, so things are very bleak for Michael Fagan. He's unemployed, doing anything he can find for work. Ooh, is this an ex? Not winning in the love department either.
How the kids? They're fine.
Oh, yikes. Ex-wife, or, I don't know, someone he's fathered children with.
Well, maybe you haven't got any balls. No balls. Shut up.
Balls. I got balls. Let me tell you something else. She knows all about my balls.
Wow. That escalated quickly.
She brought up the subject of palace security again, which infuriated me.
Why?
Do you want our walls to be built even higher?
That's ironic now, given what's gonna happen.
I take great pleasure in meeting members of the public and have learnt so much from them. You remember the lesson Lord Altrincham taught us?
Oh yes, I was gonna say, I feel like what's gonna happen in this episode kind of reminded me of that episode, I believe, what was that? Season 2, I believe, when that reporter in the paper was kind of telling the royal family, or like, I don't know, subtweeting them, that's their version, well, that's the 2020 version of it, that they needed to be more transparent, and then Queen Elizabeth like sneak attacked him and surprised him, and they had a very frank conversation about that. I feel like what's gonna happen in this episode feels very similar to that. So it's interesting that they're even bringing that up right now.
We've identified and prepared a few suitable members of the general public for you to meet.
But no questions, no actual conversation.
Let's get this over with.
Oh my gosh. They're like, we can't converse too much with the regular folk.
And what do you do?
I like how they make it seem like Queen Elizabeth is like low-key the more approachable one, or seems to be like fairly open to having discourse with the general public. Oh, I like that match cut. Meeting the royal family and then the unemployment line.
Name?
Bond, James Bond. Instead of investing in new homes which I could then paint and decorate, Devil Woman here is spending it all on a completely unnecessary war.
Devil Woman.
Margaret Thatcher is the leader of the Conservative Party to which I belong, and so I think of her as my boss.
You fancy her?
What?
Have dirty thoughts, I bet you do.
Oh, Lord. The secretary's like, let me get the fuck out of here.
Failing that, the Queen, she has a private audience with the Prime Minister every Tuesday. Why don't you drop in at Buckingham Palace to ask her?
I'll do that. Man, I want to see how this guy gets in. Like, I need to see it.
Have you tried talking to the council?
No, they told me speak to you.
You're going to have to take that up with the council.
Oh, that's so irritating. Pushed back and forth between two different places. Inefficient, ineffective systems. He's like, you know what, let me get the fuck off here. This is my stop. I have someone I would like to talk to. Oh my god, please tell me he doesn't just like push the gate and then walk through. Like, it cannot be that easy. You know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Don't try a desperate person, man. Oh, is he gonna jump the gate? Oh my gosh, the gate wasn't even that high! Wow. No security cameras at all on the palace grounds? Man. The 80s. What a time. Lack of security. Man, incredible. Wow. So all you have to do is just time it right. If it's just two guards walking around, and they're walking together. Oh my gosh, wow, that's so crazy that he got in that easily. Poor Queen Elizabeth, honestly. I don't care who you are. If you just randomly found a stranger in your house, that's scary. Man. I hope they have better security now in 2020. There's some crazy people out here. Oh my gosh, living it up. Buckingham Palace. Oh my gosh.
Quickly, there's a man. An intruder.
What?
Oh my god, see? Look at this. They're just having a good old time. Okay. Well, so then he knows it's possible. Wow, so her security team had a scare before he actually got to the Queen.
To the gift room, where he drank a bottle of wine.
What?
Downing Street will overreact and will have alarms and surveillance cameras and policemen everywhere. Buckingham Palace is too like a prison as it is.
Interesting, okay. So Michael Fagan's life, again, to reiterate, sucks.
It has been deemed to be in the children's best interests that you should no longer have any contact with them.
Damn. And that was the tipping point. And that's when Michael Fagan was like, I need to go talk to the Queen right now. I feel like Michael Fagan probably represents a large population of the UK, like the working class people during this time.
With Britain's victory in the conflict now seemingly assured, the Queen has returned to Buckingham Palace ahead of her regular audience with the Prime Minister.
Now's my chance. Now's my time to have my little meeting. I think it's so, like, funny how the British people cheer.
Has a newfound confidence.
Ooh, she's wearing the glasses. She's wearing the glasses that I like.
The statement was met with loud applause. Mrs. Thatcher has seen a dramatic surge in her personal popularity, according to the latest polls.
I feel bad for Queen Elizabeth. Like, freaking imagine. You're literally just like minding your own business in your own home, and then a stranger appears. I also feel bad too because she's like older now. Oh gosh. Like, it'd be one thing too if it was like young Queen Elizabeth. Like, that'd still be scary, but it's like she's young, she's mobile. She's like older here, so... Oh my gosh, when does it happen?
Morning. You took your time. Anything to report? Nah, quite nice. Graveyard shift, isn't it?
Crazy. Oh, this time he really broke and entered his way in. Smashing windows. That's crazy too that he did this in the morning. At night it kind of makes sense because it's like dark. Things are quieter. But I guess if you're in that sweet spot of when the graveyard shift is transitioning to the morning shift. Oh my god, poor Queen Elizabeth, I can't. What a scary thing to wake up to. That's a nightmare that I didn't even realize that I had.
Morning, baby. What are you doing? It's still too early.
Oh my god, this is scary. Oh, he's sitting on her bed.
Who are you?
My name is Michael.
Out, get out!
I promise you have nothing to fear from me.
There is an armed policeman outside this door.
No, there isn't.
What a thing to say.
Don't do that, please.
Don't dare touch me! Look out!
Stop it!
Oh my gosh, wow.
You don't have a cigarette handy, do you?
No. Filthy habit.
I know.
I like how she's scolding him. Filthy habit.
I meet normal people all the time.
No, you don't. Everyone you meet's on best behaviour. Bowing and scraping, that's not normal.
It could be. You're bleeding.
Where do I...
Bathroom. That door.
Make yourself comfortable, please. Clean up after yourself. Oh, see, she could have called security on his ass right now while he went to the bathroom. Oh, there, okay. Wow, so casual. Just washing my hands in the bathroom. Where is everyone? Oh, of course. Wow, really?
Well, that's the thing about this place. It's even posher than you'd think, and yet more run down.
Run down?
Oh, because he's a painter.
Is that what you do?
Paint a decorator? You should hire me.
I'll hire you if you just go away.
Broke a window this time.
Last time was you too. Countries bounce back. People do. Because they simply have to.
That's what I thought. That I'd bounce back. And then I didn't.
I love how this is like a therapy session for him.
They say I have mental health problems now. I don't. I'm just poor.
Wow, that's so relatable. I don't have mental health problems. I'm just poor. Help me. I'm poor.
That'll be my morning tea. They come at this time. Come in.
Just casually. We'll see.
You all right, ma'am? Yes, quite all right, thank you. But you might ask the policeman to come in.
That's crazy though that she like actually had a conversation with this guy.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to me?
No. Thank you.
No. Oh my god. Am I gonna cry, really? Am I getting teary-eyed over this?
Don't touch her.
It's all right. I shall bear in mind what you've said.
Oh, I hope... Oh. Man, that took a lot of fucking guts for him to do that. That's scary, but that man did tell him to go talk to the Queen. Wow, and that's scary for her too, my god. Prince Philip must have like gone frickin' wild too.
I don't think he's entirely to blame for his troubles. Being a victim of unemployment, which is now more than twice what it was when you came into office just 3 years ago.
See, she's taking note of what he said.
Shouldn't we be careful that this medicine, like some dreadful chemotherapy, doesn't kill the very patient it is intended to heal.
If he is spared criminal prosecution on account of his condition, then a nice, secure mental hospital.
Oh, man.
Now, if you will excuse me, I really must go.
Where to?
To the victory parade.
She's like, I'm not done talking to you yet.
We have just won a war.
The look of horror on her face.
That man was clearly a lunatic and a fool.
Yes, but in the best sense, like Lear's fool.
Don't get all Shakespearean. I'm sorry that I wasn't there to protect you. I feel terrible.
Oh, but you're there by my side all the time. And do much more than keep me safe. But thank you.
Their relationship now, like, again, compared to season 2, it's, like, matured. It's, like, more stable, I feel. Following his arrest, Michael Fagan was committed indefinitely to Parkland Mental Hospital in Liverpool. Wow. He served 3 months. He continues to live in London. Wow. Alright, and some post-show thoughts. I feel like The Crown every season always kind of has these one-off episodes where, yes, obviously this story is building off of the unrest that is going on in the country after having Margaret Thatcher come into office and the unemployment rate rising and whatnot. But this episode in a way kind of reminds me of something like last season's Aberfan, where the main action of the narrative stopped and we get like a one-off focus on a very particular moment in time. And I feel like this was kind of that. This episode also, again, kind of reminded me, like I was saying during the reaction portion, it reminded me of, I think his name's like Lord Altrincham episode from, this has to be season 2, when he wrote about the royal family in the newspaper and said they need to be more accessible. And then Queen Elizabeth like surprised him and had a discussion with him. It was kind of like, in that way, the Queen getting to talk to a civilian, a commoner. But yeah, this episode, it was great to kind of take that moment of what happened to the Queen and use the Michael Fagan character as our insider into what it was like for the regular everyday people who were living in the UK during this time. Like, what was their life like in effect of Margaret Thatcher being the PM? Again, I'm not really like too savvy with my British history, but from what I could gauge and having talked to some of you on Instagram, it seems that Margaret Thatcher was a very controversial figure, and there's quite a bit of people who don't have the nicest things or the best things to say about what happened to the UK. This episode kind of served as an insight into that. What I will say is I have to commend Queen Elizabeth, whether it's like the fictional Queen Elizabeth in the show or just even like Queen Elizabeth in real life. The idea of waking up to a complete stranger in your room, I don't care who you are, that is terrifying. That is scary. I have to give her kudos. I have to say that's amazing that she even gave this man her time and attention in that way. And it genuinely did seem like, at least in the way that it was portrayed in the show, it seemed like when she was having this conversation with him, it seemed like she was genuinely listening to what he had to say. I don't know if this is like a rose colored tinted way of looking at the situation, and maybe because I'm watching this through The Crown, it could be partly because of The Crown's portrayal of this story, but I think that's kind of what makes Queen Elizabeth a good queen in a way, is that in these instances, in these moments when she interacts with a regular person, as we were seeing in the beginning of this episode, in comparison to like Princess Margaret and even Prince Philip, she seems to be the one, despite her being the queen, she seems to be the one who is most open and most responsive to actually having to listen to what the regular people have to say. And I think that conversation that she was trying to have at the end with Margaret Thatcher, it seemed like she was trying to advocate for the working class people, for the people who were unemployed because of her reign. But, you know, unfortunately, Margaret Thatcher was like, I gotta go. There's a parade, you know, celebrating like my decision and us winning the war and whatnot. But I just was like, Queen Elizabeth, this episode made you look pretty good, I would say, in my book. Alright, my question for you guys is, I want to know, do you think Michael Fagan had a point, and do you think he was crazy as the press sort of made him out to be following this incident? From what I can glean, I've not read up on him. This is the first time I'm hearing about this incident, is from watching this episode of The Crown. I feel like he was a guy who clearly was going through a lot because he was unemployed. He had essentially lost custody of his children, and he is no longer with his wife. Like, these are like really big personal hits to his life that can negatively impact your mental health. But with that being said, I do think he had a point, and all of the things he was bringing up about the inefficiency and ineffectiveness of the way that the government was working, and the fact that it didn't make sense for the UK to spend all of that money going to war when there is so much unrest going on at home. Those were valid things that he was saying about the state of the country. And it was important for the Queen to hear that from someone who feels that on that level. It's different hearing that from someone who's in a higher position and they're not necessarily being affected by the unemployment rate and whatnot. But when you hear it from someone who's actually suffering through that and going through that, the circumstances and the problems then seem very tangible and real and relatable in a way, because it's no longer just a stat that you're reading from a report. This is an actual person going through that. So to me, I don't think that he was crazy. It seems like they just threw him into a mental institution afterwards following this incident with the Queen, but then again, he didn't really stay there for too long. But while yes, he was going through some personal rough patches that could have probably most definitely affected his mental health, at the same time, I think he did have a valid point. So let me know, do you think that Michael Fagan was crazy, or did you think like he was just telling the Queen the truth? Let me know in the comment section below. And alright, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please turn on the notification button down below so you know when a new video from me comes out. And comment down below your thoughts on this particular episode. Also, I'm going to be plugging my podcast that I host. It's a podcast called Diva Dailies, where we deconstruct divas on film and TV. We talk about a bunch of different movies and some TV episodes of different shows. It's a diva podcast, so it's a podcast where we're talking about different actresses and performers and singers and just celebrating their career. The Crown is a show about the Queen Elizabeth, and the family, and it centers on a woman. So if you like this show, there might be a chance that you like this podcast. So it's a podcast that I host and produce all on my own, and I have different guests come in helping me out talking about all of these different movies and shows. So if you listen to podcasts, I definitely would love if you would give Diva Dailies a chance. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. It's Diva Dailies. Alright, well, that's about it. As always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all my humble opinion, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!